19th, and it's 9:30 a.m. in London when we're doing this market update. And my name is Alejandro Zambrano. We're going to take a look at the market as we usually do at this time of the day, and we should be live. If you do have any questions, you're most welcome to just leave them here in the chat box. And if you're just watching this as well, you don't have any questions, you're also welcome to say hello. Good, so I can see that we are live. So guys, let's get going. So the dollar is weakening a bit and the euro is up. GBP/USD is also up quite a bit, 0.5%. Gold is down, and stock markets are a bit mixed. US futures index are up a bit. The German DAX is down with 18 basis points. So let's talk a bit about the dollar first. So this is the EURUSD, and the market almost touched that little level here, which I've been watching. So that will be the 110.68 level. So as you know, since last week, I've been saying that we trading on here, and the market is probably going to trade upwards before going down. The idea was turn bearish from the spot for it to decline downward. Well, we're now back up at these levels, and I think hopefully around these levels the market should look to reverse. I put the trend defining level here at 111.16. Of course, sort of the more important level is the October 21st high, and trading a bit in the short term has been a bit choppy, so we need to be a bit careful, but it looks good like any other opportunity. So I'm just going to remain bearish from these levels and assume that we're going to have a resumption of this little down leg, because we got that double top, and then you had the break to that. So this, which is just a 112 pip move, so we still have a bit more to go before we reach that target. As well, in the longer run, it's no secret that the whole downtrend has been in play for quite some time. As for GBP versus the USD, it's doing quite good today, and the market even gapped a bit higher compared with the close from Friday. I was bearish, I was even short. Fortunately, got stopped out this morning, and the market is now trying to test these highs. So at 129.71, and then you got 130.17. It's going to continue to be a bit problematic because the election coming up in exactly 1 month and 1 day on December 12th. And sorry, even less than a month from now. So this can continue to be sort of a bit choppy. Now, I know that this was a trend defining level, so we took that out. So we're having quite a strong push, because I think what's happening here is just that people are, getting squeezed out. And we had this little flag type pattern, which was corrective in nature. This one here, that broke the little channel. So we should probably go a little bit higher, but I don't think it makes sense to be buying at these levels. I think there's a few scenarios we could work with, and one of them would be to potentially work with breakout. So when the market goes up, you can buy here, but I would prefer let it break out, let it go up, and then we'll go down, and then we go up. So around here will be a good option, because right now this could just do up and then like that, and we could just trade down or do something like that eventually. So I wouldn't get too carried away here, and definitely wouldn't be buying here unless you're very convinced. Dollar yen. So dollar yen, so this one has also been a bit tricky. So we had a little uptrend here, so you might remember this uptrend here was guided by these higher and higher lows, and then you had a breakout here, and I was using that as a stop level. The market, as you can see, slid below and is now back up again. And if you look at this structure today, it's really these lows that matter right now. And the system tells me to be bullish. With stock markets will being bullish, this is what it tells me the same. But we're stuck in that sort of wedge. So if we take out the support level, we could come down tumbling. Take that out, we can go up much higher. I'm just providing you with a view here, and I'm going to remain bullish above the November low at 107.87. But I tried this already now to be long here, and it did not work out. So I'm giving this a bit of a rest. I think there is a high likelihood really that this can be more choppy and more difficult, but take out the highs and that could be a bit of a game changer. What else? Crude oil prices. So crude oil prices took out this high and then tried to push higher this morning. Hasn't really worked out so far for the market. But it has a bit of a bullish bias, and I've now shifted my trend finding level from this week, from this low at 53.71 to 55.73. And I think if we go down a bit, and maybe down to these levels down here, I think some people might look to get involved and try to target the next highs, which is up here at 59.43. Gold prices are looking good. So we talked about selling here last week at 1473.86. We got a perfect entry here for this scenario. The market is going down, it's going lower, which is awesome. And there's no real change to the outlook here. This is going to go down a bit more. So actually, if we are going to change something, we can probably reduce the trend finding level a tiny bit to just above this high here from November 7th. It's not the November 7th high, but it is high, that break of candle. So it's looking constructive. I think at one point, if we go down a bit more, 1450, probably can book some profits there and then take that trend finding level, just jam it just above the highs here. That way, pretty much trading risk-free. What else? Stock markets. So look at that. This is the S&P 500, and the S&P 500 is trading bullish about 130.59. As you can remember, I had the trend funding level down here. I pushed it up a bit to this level up here, and I think if we do go down to something like 30.98.5, this market might go up again to 37.2. Actually, that will be the target. So we had a nice little corrected move, and then you got that little breakout. And if we can go down a bit, but then probably upwards. German DAX is trading within that range. It's slightly lower today. So all the other markets have gone up with maybe 1.5%, 1.78%, whereas the S&P 500, also the German DAX haven't really done too much. And I reckon that we could probably, we're trading sideways here. If we took out the high, it goes probably up, down, and then probably upwards again. But we'll be very reluctant to buy a breakout at this time. I think we'll let it go up a bit and then let it go down, and then maybe potentially go now and turn bullish again. As for the dollar index, you might remember we talked about the market potentially bottoming out here. Looked okay. Market went all the way up and has gone back down again, testing these levels. And I think it can go down a bit, but I wouldn't necessarily trade this one outright. You can maybe work with something like EURUSD. Clearly in GBP USD is probably not the best time to short. So you just need to be picky with what you work with. I think here it can go a little bit lower, but as long as short above the November low, then the dollar earnings bottomed out. It could be a situation like this, down, up, and then all the way up almost to the median line like we did here, and then we pretty much just go down to these levels like that, and then push for another leg to the upside. Will this little channel that's worked really well since pretty much 2018 fail? Yes, at one point it will fail. This is the time. No one really knows, but no one really knows. But sorry about that. No one really knows, but for now we'll continue to be bullish about this level. Okay, so it looks like we don't have any questions today, so we're going to wrap things up. If you do have any questions during the day, you're most welcome to just send them to AlexFX00. That is my Twitter handle. As well, don't forget to check out the Twitter handle of InvestingCube. You can find them up here, and the one is InvestingCube on Twitter. It's like that. We also have a Telegram channel if you haven't seen that before. It's free to subscribe to all of these things. Okay guys, have a beautiful day, have a great day, and I'll see you guys tomorrow, same time here on InvestingCube.com. Thank you, and bye bye.